Hello, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner, and today we're doing another Get Fit With Me series, Yoga Edition. And as I mentioned in some past videos, we have just recently concluded the 30-day challenge that we had with Yoga with Adriene. So now we're going to mix and master, and go to different YouTubers who do yoga and check out their content and see what we think about it, the reviews and whatnot, and all that. We're going to give that a go. So the yoga routine that I discovered today, and I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what it's going to be like, but I just went on a search. And today I was feeling like I wanted to do a morning yoga to get the day started, even though it's not morning anymore. It's actually noon, like on the dot. So, but hey, it's kind of like my lazy chill day today. So I'm kind of getting a later start than I normally would, but during the week we get up early. So weekends, that's what they're for. Anyway, enough about me on that. But the yoga person that we're going to review is about a 10-minute morning yoga video. And it is called Feel Calm and Ready for the Day. So it's a 10-minute yoga, and it's by this is the YouTuber. I'll put their link in the description. Black Yogi Nico Marie. So it is a Black content creator that, hey, if they're good, let's support her, right? And another thing that I kind of am thinking about trying to do with this is I might be trying to review creators and that do not have as high as numbers as Yoga with Adriene, because Yoga with Adriene, I believe she's like the #1 like yogi YouTuber. I mean, she's really popular, so a lot of people know about her. So I kind of think I want to also use this to kind of give other opportunities for other people to get their stuff out there, to, if you find it more interesting, or if it's, you just kind of want to mix and master it up between like your favorite person, you can do that. So I don't know, I guess in a way I feel like I'm trying to do my part, if you will. But anyway, let's get this going and we'll see how this goes, and hopefully you'll enjoy the content. Oh, also too, the other thing I wanted to mention is that I do have a candle out today, per usual. I'm always going to be plugging that, so please don't get annoyed with that. If your best friend had a business, you would support them too, right? Okay, that's what I thought. So basically, the candle that I'm going to be featuring today in this video is the Sunset Glow. I don't know. I didn't want to do Zen because I'm not really trying to Zen out. I'm actually trying to get energized and get the day started, even though it might seem like I have all the energy in the world. It's a little bit of cap. Anyway, I hope you enjoy the content, and we're going to get right to it. Today we're going to begin the practice in a comfortable seated position. Once in the seated position and kind of just working on breathing and getting ready for the practice, we're going to try to do a half lotus on each side as we're seated, kind of getting an early stretch. Also included in doing the half lotus, we are doing a seated cat cow, as well as just stretching our neck as well. Once we have done this on both sides, we then, still in the seated position, but just move to facing the front of the mat. We're going to do a forward bend, still in the cross-legged position, and we're stretching from right to left on each side. Once we complete that, we're going to extend our legs, still seated, and do a seated forward bend with our legs extended. So extended seated forward bend. Now we are transitioning onto all fours, and we're going to extend one leg out. And we're going to be doing this on both sides, but the purpose of doing this is to then transition to a pigeon. And we are doing this on both sides. After we do this on both sides, we're going to go back to a comfortable seated position, and we're going to do a gentle twist on both sides before we get to slowly ending the practice. After doing the gentle twists on each side, we are now transitioning where we are lying on our back, and we're going to put our knees to our chest and just give it a really nice big hug. And now we are at corpse pose, or Shavasana, where we are going to just slowly just relax for a little bit. And then from there, we will slowly return to a seated position, and that will be concluding the practice. Hi, so that concludes the video for today. It was 10 minutes. It was actually literally exactly 10 minutes. So that was one thing that was really cool about it. One thing I would do, so how I would rate this, I would rate that video and how she does things an 8. It was solid. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad at all. I was actually pretty pleasantly surprised that her yoga style made sense to me. Like, she would give you the moves that she's doing next, and her voice was giving what needs to be gave to do yoga. Because, I think I've mentioned before, and for those who are kind of new to doing yoga, if you're trying to get into yoga and you're new at it, I would highly recommend, and this just may be a personal thing for me, but I would recommend you actually go to a yoga studio versus doing like yoga at a gym, because sometimes the yoga instructors are at a gym, they're group instructors, so you gotta have a different energy, at least in my opinion, for yoga. And if the voice is kind of off, or it just feels like it's a workout routine that is like, like a Zumba or something, it doesn't fit. That makes sense. But anyway, I loved her voice, was very soothing. Also, the one other thing I liked too, and also, side note, you might notice in this video, it seems like I'm going in and out. It's because I've had to do multiple clips because my allergies, breaking the fourth wall. My allergies are a hot mess right now. We have great weather outside, but when the weather is transitioning to great weather, is like my allergens are like on fire right now. But anyway, side note. So anyway, back to the original thing I was talking about before I got very sidetracked. But yeah, so the other thing I liked too is that, and this is something even myself I'm trying to get used to when I'm filming. She makes it where when you're doing the yoga routine with her, the sides that she's turning in are the sides you would be turning in. So it's more or less like she's here with you. So I don't know if she mirrored it where you're doing, so the right is the right and the left is the left. Sometimes, depending on the yoga instructors, they sometimes, or on YouTube, or really anyone who's filming content, even myself, I sometimes mirror my videos, I sometimes don't. It just depends on how important it looks. Like, for example, when I do like the Get Fit With Me series meal prep edition, I make it where it actually is, when you're watching it, is actually, that's how things are actually arranged for real. What I'm filming right now, I'm not going to mirror it. So it's probably the opposite of what you see when you watch it. So it's one of those things. I don't want to go all technical on that, but I just wanted to mention that I just noticed that with her right away, that like when she was instructing us to turn right and she was turning right, it literally was that. It wasn't the opposite. Because you also, those who've been to yoga classes, sometimes it's kind of off too, which you would think directions are not hard for people, but especially if you're doing like a vinyasa or something that's like a heavy, more of a workout of a yoga, sometimes the math ain't math when it comes to the directions of it all, because they're facing you, but she made it where you were literally doing what you're doing. I hope that makes sense. I feel like I went on a long tangent to explain that, but that was one thing I noticed and I loved. I like that a lot. Also too, even it being like an easier yoga, it didn't feel unflowy. So that was the other thing I liked. Because one time, like a lot of times, and I think if you've been to any of my other videos where I'm talking about it being a little bit more on restorative side, the thing that I don't like when it is on the restorative side, sometimes it's hard to make it where it's flowy, or when it's like a beginner's practice, sometimes it's hard to make it where your routine is flowy. Because for me, I do love vinyasa, but the thing I love vinyasa is the flow part of it. I like it where the transitions are transitioning and it doesn't feel forced, if that makes sense. So that was the other thing I really, really liked about her content, the video today. And again, I like that the 10 minutes was literally 10 minutes. She kind of got right to it. And then at the very end, she closed it. Her video wasn't that much longer than like what it was supposed to be. And one thing I noticed too about her channel is she has a disclaimer at the very beginning. And she also lets you know at the very beginning, don't try to force movements or anything like that. And in Yoga with Adriene, she has that too. And some of the other yogi people that I've noticed so far, they have that as well. But I just like that she actually had a disclaimer. That for me was like, okay, cool. I appreciate that. Similar to, and I promise I'm going to do a Get Fit With Me series, strength training edition again. But when I did that, I had a disclaimer at the beginning of that too, because yoga, yeah, you can injure yourself. Definitely can injure yourself in yoga, especially when you're trying to force poses. But with strength training especially, yeah. And we know why, because there's variables of weights and stuff like that involved, where the chances of you potentially injuring yourself can definitely increase. So there's that. By the way, why didn't no one tell me that my nose is running? Y'all wrong for that. Anyway, we took care of it. So anyway, I guess the other thing I would say that I liked about her channel is she actually has a 30-day challenge too. So this is my idea. I'm thinking in December, I'm going to start her 30-day challenge. And then I'm still going to do the one that I always do because I'm a routine girl and creature of habit. But I like that she also had one too. So I do want to support that as well. And she's a smaller channel. And also, if you do want to look for her, she also has an Instagram, Yoga with Nico, that's her Instagram, her handles. And her handles are also going to be at the beginning of the video and the end of the video as well. But anyway, so I think I'm going to review her again. So I'll do another one of her routines again to see what I think. But so far, my first impression of her was very, very good. And her lighting was perfect. It was very nice. It was very homey. Also, it did kind of fit the theme of my channel, with her being, Black woman too. And I just loved her ambiance and how she had everything set up. It didn't seem like an overly posh Zen yoga studio. I like that too, though. So, I mean, I guess it just depends on your personal style. So for me, I like her. So we're going to do that again. Anyway, that's pretty much my review of that yoga routine. It was nice and short. So the nice thing was I was able to talk more about her stuff and give you more of a fuller review because it was a shorter video. But I'm also kind of high-key procrastinating. I need to go outside and go for a run. It's a nice day out. I need to go to the gym before they close because their hours are a little different today. Anyway, but please like and comment. Please like, comment, and subscribe to the channel and share if you get anything out of this content. It's your girl Sharon, aka the Melanin Nostalgic Runner. And I will see you next time. Bye.